Storage. Finally, we get to populate the Storage tab. This is where we may need to include some site-specific information that may dictate some pond dimensions. For example, high groundwater restricting pond depth, or topography or infrastructure restraints on the length or width of some ponds, and so on. The calculator needs to know dimensions for current or new storage ponds and tanks, due to these being a catchment area for rainfall, and also an effluent reduction area via evaporation. If the farm currently has storage, enter their pond or tank dimensions by choosing one of the options. The first thing to do under this tab is to enter the number of emergency days storage is required. Regional councils around the country differ with this requirement, so find out how many days are required for the farm's region and enter that into the box. For regular shaped ponds, click on the Regular Ponds button. Then enter the number of ponds and their dimensions, including a measured batter and depth. We can also include round ponds here, which differ from tanks with their battered sides, much like a Canterbury saucer. If each pond is able to be pumped, then tick the Pumped box. Remember, a first pond used for solids removal or second pond with no pumping ability is just a large catchment area for rainfall and not a storage pond. These ponds should be entered into the calculator, but leaving the Pumped box unticked. For tanks, simply enter the tank dimensions. For irregular shaped ponds, you need to have predetermined the storage volume, so those can be entered. The required storage volume graph below will now have the farm's annual season storage requirements shown by the blue bars, and the season with the greatest storage requirement represented by the orange bar. The green dotted line represents actual or pumpable storage on the farm. If storage is insufficient, then changes to the farm's effluent system are needed, or additional storage needs to be added. For farms currently without storage, you now need to estimate potential pond or tank dimensions, and enter these into the pond dimension boxes. Once entered, compare storage volume with required storage volume, and adjust pond dimensions until these two match. This is an interactive process that may require a number of dimension changes until the required and actual volumes balance.